welcome to the Hub United. Um, Today we'll be talking about the post-match reaction of Sevilla versus Manchester United in the Europa League that was played on Thursday. With me, I'm Troyo, and with me today is Eric and Heshko. The match was a disappointing outing for Manchester United, and we were eliminated from the Europa League, which was an avenue that could have earned us a Champions League spot. So, coming to you, Eric, what is your take on the match?
Okay. See, it's actually good that I'm actually calm. Like, I've had time to settle down and think about the game and rewatch the game. Because if you had asked me this question on that same Thursday, I don't think I would have, my answer wouldn't have been a pretty one, right? Because first of all, I'm not even bothered about the Maguire and De Gea incident. I'm not bothered about all of that. It's the fact that after the first goal, the team just dropped. Even like fine. It was people say it was Maguire's fault. Some people say it was De Gea's fault. I don't care whose fault it was, right? I've looked at the game, the play again. Both of them, in their own way, little way, they were at fault for the first goal. But after, come on, it's 7 minutes, less than 10 minutes. The first goal went in, and their shoulders just dropped. You could see that their countenance dropped. You could see that they gave up. Like in the first 5 minutes, we're under pressure. We're trying to get the foothold of the game, right? Sevilla had their game plan. Now run at them the way we did towards the last end of the first leg because they knew okay, Maguire wasn't. He's not stable, right? Maguire is not really that person that he needs time on the ball to make his decision. So if you come at him, he would lose the ball. That's all. That's all the game plan. I understand that. But just after 7 minutes, then your shoulders are dropping. Then you are giving up as if you've lost the game. It's just come on. It's 2-1 on 3-2 on aggregate. 3-2 on aggregate. You still have about what? You still have it's a 90 minutes game. 10 minutes gone. You still have another 80 minutes to fight. But no, what did they do? First goal went in. They all dropped their shoulders. They all like, oh no, not again. Like we're done out here. Whether it's in our one of our streams, I said when the players if you six players are trying to pull the team together and the other ones are trying to draw the team together, the six players just give in and be like, no, play your damn game. I saw Aaron Wan-Bissaka. I made the first goal went in. He felt like the game was done for him. And you see that spell between when the goal goes in and when you try to get yourself back together. If you don't take a hold of yourself, if you don't push yourself, right, between that 5, 10, 15 minutes period window when these guys they got the momentum, they keep coming at you. If you don't tell yourself like, yo man, okay, the goal has gone in, let's go, let's die here, right? But no, play that game from that Thursday until this very moment. United won't score. We wouldn't score because why? We're just playing to run down the clock. It felt like we were just done. Now players weren't going for 50-50s. Players were the only hope I had, like okay, something could happen was what's his name was Anthony. Like if anything could come off the game, if we could get back into the game, was Anthony, not Sancho. Because but yet again, we couldn't give Anthony the ball. Sevilla players were more scared of Anthony. Why? Because Anthony already had the beating of Acuna. Anthony already know how to deal with Acuna. So when Anthony had the ball, it was either double marking or a triple man marking, right? But we couldn't if we had given the ball a lot to Anthony, it would have created when they go triple or double man marking. Anthony will maybe the first time I lose the ball. The second time he now knows what the game plan is. He might not decide to say, okay, you guys come, give me the ball, come. 3 of you come, 2 of you come. Come to me. I'll create a loop for my teammate. I create that, but no, they didn't give him the ball. Everybody was playing. Oh, I don't want to be the one at fault for the next goal. I don't want to be the one at fault. What is that? Like, Man, I was like some players are actually done out here, man. Some players are done out here. You see the people say no, don't sell my For me, after that game, I'm like, whoever the coach call writes up for sale is I don't have a case. If even if the coach writes up Casemiro after that game, if he writes up and say he wants to sell Casemiro tomorrow, I don't have a problem with that because why? I don't. I Why will Bruno be the only leader in the team? Why? Like, why can't somebody just okay? Fine, there's a captain in the team. He's not doing anything, right? He's not being vocal. Let me not say he's not doing anything. He's not being vocal as he wants to, right? Why can't somebody else pick up the mantle and move? It's a team sport. You are playing for the team. Why can't somebody pick up the mantle and say, you know what? No, this guy's not doing. Let me step in. If it was, trust me, if it was Bruno, you see that body bars that they gave Sabisa in the first 3 minutes or first 5 minutes that he hit his head on the small box. Yeah, maybe the fight would have started from there if there was a Bruno or a Martinez in the team. But no, everybody was like, oh, like don't care. What's his name? Casimiro. I don't know since that red card, since the second red card match ban, the 4 match ban he served, right? He's come off as somebody that doesn't want to make any more mistake to jeopardize the season. I understand that he's trying to play, but that's not you. That is not you. We like you for your doggedness. We like you for your ability to actually go in hard and but trying to. I understand on the one hand he's like, okay, I beg, let me not get another red card and jeopardize what's left of the season. Because if he gets another red card now in a game, some games I mean, it might be disastrous, right? Because we don't have, I understand. On the one hand, I understand that, but on the other hand, he's a clever, intelligent player, who can make some tackles without actually causing a harm to the players and don't deem red card an offense. So for me, it's the manner in which if we had fought and those guys played and we lost the game 2-1 or 2-0, right? And we fought, I would understand. It's the manner in which we lose these away games that's always mind-boggling. Like it's the manner, it's not actually the result itself. It's just how do you go to a game with your white flag up and you're already saying I'm done out here? It doesn't matter. It doesn't. I don't know. People say it's
Um,
mentality. I think I don't know. I
Eric,
don't know.
I'll come back to you, but right now let me go to Eshko. So Eshko, what's your reaction to the game?
Okay. I think though in general that we could have done better even after the first goal. Um, it's a mentality issue, and Ten Hag has done fantastic well in where we are today. It's like Ten Hag brought about is it 4 players, I believe, 4 players, and we still have
Yeah.
majority of the players from last year. Let's not forget, still in the squad. I expected us to win the game, thinking right probably again, we've had the Liverpool result, we've had the Brighton, so that's more this result, right? So then, right, we don't want to repeat that scenario. Like Eric mentioned, is the manner of how we lost. Losing a game, fighting and battling for it, everyone knows you've done it better. But losing a game by knowing you didn't even try, you tried, but not as much that probably you would have expected to. That's the most painful part. Again, lots of changes to come next year. We didn't win. Uh, I wasn't thinking the Europa League was a way to the Champions League either way, because I believe we'll make top four. Now, that might be in question because we've lost Martinez and Varane, but in general, I think the players could have done better in an overall. As in, Sevilla is, I think they are 13th in their league, and we are third in our league. Right, we've beaten several Spanish sides. The atmosphere played a big part, though, to be fair. But then champions and leaders, right, overcome those atmospheres. You cannot be what they call it, breaking down or probably losing what they call to your abilities due to the 12th man, which the Sevilla fans were. I don't, again, I didn't expect we either we lose or win. I wasn't going to what they call be so phased about it. I expected the result. Like I said one time, probably if you remember, I said I expect the same Liverpool results again to still happen, and I still expect them to happen this season. And we only have how many games left, because the mentality is weak for majority of our players.
Okay, and you don't think the manager would have done something after the first goal, because seeing the body language of the players on the pitch, right? Nobody was going for the 50-50 balls. Everyone was trying to be careful. Don't you think the manager would have stepped in and maybe motivated them in a way?
Okay, let me say one thing, right? Your manager has taught you something, right? You know, it's difficult to teach. It's almost impossible. It's not. They also difficult to teach mentality. And mentality comes from you building yourself through hard and difficult situation. Being okay, I have to grind this out. And you can see in that team, there are only few mentality players in that team, and that's not the manager's fault. He can work with what he has. Let's start with what he called with Anthony's mentality in that game. You could see it's different. You could see that much Anthony's mentality is different. Um, well, if Bruno was there, Bruno would have had a different mentality in that game.
Yo, trust me, Bruno was in that game, right? If Bruno was in that game, there was no way we were
Yeah.
losing that
So
game.
Bruno would have had a different mentality.
See, to say anything about hindsight and all of that, it's right there in front of me. It's right there in front of us. If Bruno was in that game, right, there was no way we were losing that game.
Yeah.
Maybe we would have lost it. Maybe we would have lost it in extra time or penalties. Sorry, on penalties only. But you see, on regular time and added an extra time, I don't think we would have lost that game.
Well, personally, for me, I don't think Bruno would have made much of an
No,
impact in
no.
that
See
game.
again, right?
See,
Again,
that's
okay. See, as playing the game,
Yeah.
Bruno plays the game one. He's good at it, but Bruno's also good at lifting spirits. Bruno wants to win. Bruno is
We
that guy.
had we had we had Bruno in Liverpool game,
I
right?
know. I agree.
Okay,
I
I want to point. I want to make a point, right? In the Liverpool game, they started the Liverpool game the way they started this game.
Mhm.
Spirit was low, like nobody was going for the second ball. The same thing. I don't know what happened, but I think Manchester United players they tend to over time. They do it like okay, after like five good performance or after like three good performance,
Drop their
they
head, yeah, yeah.
get to a game and they're just off, right? So I don't think Bruno would have done.
let me
So
tell let me tell you what.
I'm
Okay,
just saying,
go ahead,
yeah.
go ahead.
Bruno maintains his standard. Right? He'll maintain it.
Sorry, I don't understand.
Sorry.
Now talking to you, Siri. Bruno maintains his standard, but some other players cannot. It's one player you can say that maintains standard is Bruno and Rashford so far this season. They maintain their standard. Not all players have done that in this United team. Eric, you can go.
So what I wanted to say is touching that is Bruno, right? Fine. Most whatever stats they put up there, right? I don't really care. I watched the game for myself. Bruno in that team. Now, fine. We talk about we're going to talk about the Liverpool game if you want us to talk about it, right? But in that Sevilla game, the first leg, the first 30 minutes, who was calling the shot, who was moving the ball, who was putting the ball behind the Sevilla players in those spaces, right? Martial had contribution for the two goals or one of the goals because Bruno was there was intricate play. In the second leg, no intricate play. No, it felt like we were done out there. They knew. Now they came knowing fully well that when the coach took out Bruno first leg, took out Bruno, they grew into the game. And they would have already had that idea that okay, there's no Bruno. We can play what we played in the last part of the first leg, play it with them, even if we don't score ourselves, force them to make those errors and get the goal. Now, what I say if Bruno was in the team, this wouldn't have happened is because Bruno knows how to involve players in the game. Bruno knows how to tell them do this in the game. Right? Now, another thing I noticed in that game, and it happened last season, and it will happen. We're still going to see. We are still going to see it between now and the end of the season because it happened all through last season. There is a disconnect between Lindelof, Maguire, and De Gea. You see that triangle? It's all dotted and broken lines. Maguire does not trust De Gea. De Gea does not trust Maguire. Maguire does not.
But he trusts him enough to make that pass to him.
No, Maguire asked for the ball.
When I'm saying about I'm saying as the team, that back line, back line, right? There is a disconnect. If you see when what's it called? If you see when Varane and Martinez with what's his name with De Gea, if De Gea makes a mistake or Martinez makes a mistake or Varane makes a mistake, one of the three is going to meet them and pat them and talk, like say something, right? But when Maguire, let's say it's Maguire's fault. When Maguire made that mistake, who went to meet Maguire and told Maguire everything was okay? Don't worry.
So
nobody. So sometimes when someone like Maguire, fine, he gave his all. I won't lie to you. That's why I'm not going hard on him. He gave his all. He made a mistake, fine. Anybody is born to make mistake. But the minute you make mistake, raise your head up, which he did. But everybody was looking at him like, yo, the weak link. No, it shouldn't be happening. Wan-Bissaka dropped his shoulder.
No, again,
it felt like, oh yes, Wan-Bissaka.
I think again, honestly,
yes,
honestly,
it is. We're all humans. I don't say you shouldn't be disappointed, but for crying out loud, this is not the 95th minute. Neither is it the 87th minute or the 77th minute.
I think I'll tell you one thing. This whole thing in Magic can go over and over again. The main problem I see is the culture in that team. They don't take blames. They are blame shifters. They are not accountable, right? They believe they are already at standard. They believe they should not improve, right? So again, there are people in that squad, in that team, that basically they don't want to go to the next level in football. They are happy where they are. I can guarantee you. If you tell some players in that team, stay here, play only 20 games or 15 games in the season, or go to what they call it, or go to Leicester or Everton or Brighton and fight for your place, they will prefer to sit down on that bench and play only 15 games in the season. So in general, the culture of the club is bad, and that basically is I think what transpires into the pitch. Whereby you see there's no passion, no desire. Two, when there is no accountability, right, in terms of what they call this person isn't doing what he or she is supposed to do, right? I think it affects the players as well. If Maguire plays bad, right, the media and everyone in England, for example, most of the media, they most likely will blame someone else for Maguire's mistake. Lindelof played excellently well. I can guarantee it was not mentioned. It was Dagi's performance, not Maguire. So Sancho in that game was poor, but everyone would call it. If it was Anthony, they'll call that. So I think in general, right, those things affect the team, and I think that's what transpires in our games. We need to change that. We need to be able to blot out everyone else and focus on ourselves, because I think the media and even our ex-players, they have so much influence on the culture, on what happens in United. I think that's why most people, that's why you see something happens, everyone just drops. Done.
That's why I said if I made a statement and say whoever the coach deemed fit to leave this summer, I don't have a problem with it.
Or if the coach deemed himself, because right now,
if the coach says, see, I'm not against the coach. I will never be against the coach. I will never be, even if this coach leaves and another one comes and does poorly, I will not. I've decided not to go against any coach anymore until the Glazers they leave. Because what? No. Nobody should tell me no, because we were here. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer came in. He did all he could do. It took us to second. right? They did they back him? No.
Yeah,
Who
where
they give
did
to him?
Ole Gunnar Solskjaer coach before he came to Manchester United?
Okay,
Where is he coaching now?
okay, let's ask you're asking me that question. Who gave him the job?
Glazer.
Glazer.
Okay, thank you.
So they
So
had fault.
for a more competent owner, an owner that wants a club, that has this mindset of my club is gonna be worth 10 billion in a couple of years, in another 3-4 years, right? For an owner to have that mindset and not do the needful, do you think that owner is actually wise?
Again,
They say people say, oh, it's there that we've spent over $1 billion on the team, Manchester United. Now, who spent the billion? Now, the Glazers sanctioned the pay. We can as well just agree that they just took that money and threw it in fire because they didn't know what they were doing.
Except Bruno's money.
If we had competent owners, first things first, they will put people of class, people of experience, people who know what they are doing. They'll put them in the right office. Not give a banker, a director of football job that had to go to Barcelona and go see somebody's mom in Turin and came back not even with a flower for his wife.
To be fair, the mom is the agent. The mom is a Rabiot's agent.
I know. I'm saying that's what I'm saying. Not you could even get the flower to come give back to your wife and say my trip was this bad was also no. Yeah. You put a broker in Ed Woodward in charge of this club of his size and magnitude. You put somebody that does not have knowledge of football. You put that person in charge to be calling the shot, and you expect not to waste money.
Yeah, those are valid points, but why?
No. If you want to use both, I'm saying we just agreed.
Ask the question.
Wait. Let me drop. I will drop. We just agreed now that say, okay, we had Ole that took us to second and third that wasn't backed, right? It was giving Daniel James, Wan-Bissaka,
He requested for.
Wait now. Let's... Okay, now good. Now you have come back to my field again. You requested for Wan-Bissaka, requested for Maguire, and requested for Daniel James, right? Yeah. I can categorically tell you now. I can tell you that Harry Maguire, he didn't request for it because the season. Wait, listen. I will finish. The season before that, who request? God will bless you. And for Mourinho, and it registered in Ed Woodward's mind that for Mourinho to want Maguire, that for me, Mourinho has seen something with Maguire. They did not buy the player, right, to suit this manager's playing style. Now the question is, what is the primary? Is that not the wait now? Is that so? You will not see everything that is wrong in the appointment of Ole Gunnar Solskjaer.
I am not okay. See what.
Let's ask you a question.
Who was sacked? Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, right?
Yeah.
Let's not assume all these we are doing are assumptions, right? Ole Gunnar. We have seen times that a new manager is being signed to a club.
Yes.
And some players have been on the list for potential buys, and the manager came and changed all things up.
Yes. Right? Has that ever? It's not. When has that thing happened in Manchester United?
You wouldn't know because
it's just this Ten Hag.
No. What I want to say now is that you wouldn't know because when Maguire was coming, Solskjaer made lots of praises as comment for Maguire. Solskjaer actually just imagine someone that he didn't sanction. He came in and just gave him captain armband. And you want us to bring somebody somewhere where we are seeing you.
Let me ask you one very simple question.
No, it's not assumption.
Wait, I want to ask you one simple question. Do you think that Solskjaer had the right tools to coach us at the time he came in?
Yeah, I think
that's one question. That's one.
Yeah.
Do you not think that Solskjaer's appointment was to appease us, the fans, because we have somebody that we cannot go off on, in terms of we have an ex-player managing the club, so there's that love for social already, that would just make us take a back seat and see what's happening.
You're right about Social's appointment was basically was a political, what they call it, way to say, okay, you know what, if this guy is here.
I will ask just one simple question. Did Social perform when he came in as interim boss?
Yes,
no,
it did.
Hold on. I will say it's a freestyle and inshallah. We and not only everyone called it well at that time. That this guy was basically just a free stylist.
It's like he opened the cage for the pigeons to fly out,
yes,
to have freedom. Now, I'm not. You are trying to say that Social made some calls.
No, what I'm trying to say is that the managers are responsible for some blames.
The managers are responsible for some blames.
Managers get up in the morning and say, I can't take this anymore because this is not what I was expecting when I took over this job.
Okay.
Yes.
So if you are there covering up for top executive, then you are to blame.
So you're saying now that Ten Hag should stand up. Wait, you're saying Ten Hag should stand up, right, and walk away.
No. Okay. Ten Hag can walk away right now because why we are expecting a new one out there.
What I'm trying to say is, if they are not giving you the platform or they're not giving you the environment to perform, because seriously, have you seen that every manager that has left Man U left disgracefully? Right? Yes. Whether you want to play Blazer or not, they left disgracefully, and they can't get to that level of job anymore.
I want to ask you, quick question. Every manager that have left Man U, do you see a pattern of the players basically down in tools?
Yes.
And who do you think fosters such a culture?
Do I think fosters such culture?
Yeah.
Okay. Firstly, see, this is no black and white questions.
Because that's black and white.
No, this is not black and white questions.
All coaches cannot be the same.
Should I tell you why? I said this is not black and white question? Firstly, the coach knows players of influence, right?
Yeah.
If you want to be a leader, you first dismantle those people that carry themselves as they are higher than you. And this coach did it with Ronaldo, right? So, see, when he did it with Ronaldo, I'm a fan of Ronaldo, right? But I applaud him for that he could take such stand, right? So if you see someone else doing that, like you see Maguire has been humble. I did expect that from Maguire anyways. He has been humble, he has been professional, sitting on the bench.
In the pitch, not outside. He talks too much. Go ahead.
No, but he has not said anything bad about the team or about the coach.
It's about himself.
So, what I'm trying to say, professionally, he has been humble. Like he is in the bench, he's supportive and everything, right? So the coach might make joke, let me just leave this guy and see if he can come up, right? But if you see players that are trying to get kakus and less than twos and stuff, right? You can dismantle that. That's your job, right? As a manager. If you fail to do that, these players will come back to sack.
Okay, so let's go for make I ask you one question after. Yeah. Do you think Ten Hag is good enough? But I think that's where this whole thing is boiled down to.
Technically, from the football point of view, right? I think he's good enough. But I think administratively, dealing with all these politics and all, I think he's not well equipped.
Okay, so who's supposed to take over that job? Saying that he's not well equipped in the administrative aspect of the team. Who's supposed to step in and say, okay, you know what, guys? I see that there's a little bit of shenanigans going on here, right? You guys are not listening to the coach because I get the report from him.
FD.
You guys are doing what? So who's supposed to step in? Football director.
See, no, what we're saying, when I mean technically, right? I'm not going to the part of the football director. When I mean administratively, right, I'm not going to the part of the football director. Let me tell you something. Because even if there's a football director, Ten Hag will not want to be overridden by the football director.
No, hold on. See, Ten Hag not get the right
Okay.
to say, okay, I big pass you. You are basically in what they call in the same space, right? So the manager and the what they call
So
and
the same
director, they
the
work
football director will not come
together.
and tell you that put this person or don't put this person. I want Ten Hag. What I want Ten
In
Hag to
Manchester
do.
United,
What I want
I
Ten
have
Hag to do is to basically be the one selecting the players, and whoever the player he chooses to play, right? He should defend his actions. We should stop pointing fingers at top executive. They're not the one on the pitch. They're not the one standing at the sideline.
what
okay,
happens
now
behind can
now you
affect
just
in
brought
front.
wait, it just brings something out now. It should stop pointing at this thing, right? Now the manager gives them now the coach has given them instruction on how to play and all of that. So why don't the player take responsibility for their action?
They are.
Why will you
blaming players? Have we not been blaming
Blaming doesn't mean that
we have been blaming we have been blaming the players, been blaming themselves. We saw this last season.
Yes.
We saw it last season, right? They practically they go to the pitch with white flags all the time.
I swear.
Did any of them come out and say, "Yo, it was my fault today that we did this. It was my fault today that we couldn't make the." I think a few of us were down, and those few of us now said, "Okay, yes, we agree. We were down today. We're going to do it better tomorrow." Did you ever get anybody coming out? It was always the media was always pointing fingers at, "Oh, Social is not doing anything. He's out of his depth." We kept riding the wing. We kept riding that wave.
Now the media is not pointing to the coach.
Do you know the funniest part? If everyone see a picture of Maguire, it was posted last week.
Where was in the midst of four players.
Yes, it was in the midst.
Fighting.
It was like Rambo.
300.
Yes, like 300 exactly. Like they post these things so I'm like, how is this the basic things now? They champion it. So again, see,
how can you tell me? How can you be posting on Instagram that you made 5 area? I'm just for example, there was 5 area clearance you made, bros.
It's not your job.
They pay you 200, almost 200
goals.
But you know what? They will never.
Before this match,
they will never say, okay, like what?
Pointing out to Eshko that the third goal, Maguire was partly to blame.
See.
If it was Rio Ferdinand or Vidic, we follow that player till the end, till the goalkeeper has actually cleared that ball.
You know why I said I've decided I chose not to actually want to call any player for this. But the only player I would call out for this Sevilla game, Sancho. That's the only player I would call out, right? That I will actually go off on. People are here on Twitter, give him some time. The question we are going to ask ourselves: up till this moment, we still want Martial out of the team or out of the club, right? Because of his injuries and his inconsistency, right? Did anybody give Martial time? As any group as the fan base actually, it's not only a section, small minority section of the fan base. Okay, guys, there's a talent here. Give him time. No, it's Anthony. Wait now. Anthony came. The boy hasn't even done 6 months. The whips were already out, lashing him at his back.
Yes,
the whips were out, but yet I bet you today, right? If it was Anthony, Ten Hag gave that time off in place of Sancho. Oh my God!
They're not allowed here,
immediately.
They're not allowed here, like as in.
Oh, we spent 100 million on this player and is giving him a break. Oh, what a waste! Oh, what a sentimental. That's what you be hearing. But because it's a Sancho.
No, let's not
right?
say, let's not.
But if that is
British, let's not say Sancho. It's because he's British.
See, the player involved is Sancho. I'm calling it out as it is.
Okay.
Right? If it's because it's Sancho, nobody's saying anything. I understand there were issues, but that's the truth. I understand that there were issues behind the scene that we don't know about. But if it was another player, another foreigner player, if it was let's put it like this: if it was a Martial, what's his name, an Anthony, a Varane, a Bruno, right? That thing happened to. We don't know the circumstances behind the scene, but I'm just saying, replace that Sancho for either of those players I just scored. Do you think the reaction would have been the same?
No.
No. So like what Esco is saying, like what Eshko is saying, the media are actually driving something that whether the players in our team believe it or not is getting to them.
Yes, it is.
Because whether they believe it or not is getting to them. If you can slander Pogba when he was here all through and never make him one single performance, if you can call out Cavani, who is always injured all through, and never say anything when
About Jones.
God bless you.
End the stream. End this show. End the show.
No, seriously.
End
Like,
this show.
it's like that guy collected 5 years, not 4 years for free. No one, probably once under Ragnick.
I was trying to encourage him to
God bless you. We are saying let Jones come back. Oh, if we had known, would have registered Jones instead of the Maguire. You are saying, but nobody is saying anything. Bet you, if it was a Pogba, if it was even Martial, now we are saying get out of the club, right? Because it's not. Everybody's not saying it. The few fans that were with Martial are now coming back and say, okay, you know what? This guy is good, but he's not there, right? But I believe if we give him one more season, with the way Ten Hag has handled him in terms of managing him, right? I believe next season it would. I believe it's me. I stand to be proven wrong, right? I believe don't give him a new contract. If he wants to wind out if you want to wait till January next year, right? Oh no, to December this year and see how it does, right? And see, okay, how he perform. No, I'm not talking about performance-wise in terms of fitness, right? See how they manage him and see, okay, this guy's playing lots of game for the next season. Then maybe you can actually offer him an extension 1 year, 3 guys 1 year if you have one, right? But I'm saying those minority fans have come out and say, okay, you know what? We like Martial. We all like Martial, right? But it is, I can't hear you guys. We all like Martial.
Can you hear me?
But, yeah, I can hear you. We all like Martial, but you know what? The injuries and the lack of fitness is affecting the team. Trust me, if we had Martial for most part of this season, right? Maybe we would have been there. The title race that we're all happy about that we are in one time would have still been in it right now.
Let me just put a point of Martial sometimes can be inconsistent. That's my
we're not talking about inconsistency right now.
We're not talking about inconsistency. We're talking about availability.
The problem that will come in is the fact that nobody passed the ball in the final third.
Yeah, but
everybody wants to shoot.
Rashford likes Martial, so they always play better.
See, Sancho that trying to his form, right? Sancho waste. You see, look at Martial here. Just pass the ball for him. No, even in Sevilla game, we're down. You cannot even pass the ball.
So when I say I want to call out a player, right, I don't want to make it look like I am flogging somebody, right? But the truth is, you just pointed it out several times in the game where we had the momentum, where there's a quick play, a quick break, and he does this.
He will wait.
So what I said,
what
I've actually said to myself is, this guy is good, but his skill set doesn't suit what we want to do. So he's not a bad player, but I'm just saying that his skill set doesn't suit. His skill set is more of a flamboyant flair. Don't touch me, don't stain my jersey. I dribble you, just move. Let me continue the pass. Let me continue. Come back, come and take it. I nutmeg you again. Soft life. Just don't. Soft life. Drink juice while I'm playing. Don't.
Exactly.
There was a Sevilla player. I don't know whether you guys saw this. In real time, when I saw it, I almost threw my phone down.
I believe you're talking about the one we spoke about affair.
Yeah, where somebody wanted to take his Lamela. My guy just
he left the ball.
Like, what are you doing?
If I was the coach, he would not play for Manchester United again.
That was one. There was another play where we lost the ball up at the left side. My man was jogging back. Everybody was running. Not this same Sevilla game. My man was jogging.
Do you think I think honestly, right? It's like Ten Hag came. Ten Hag has really tried. I think if Glazer is still here next season.
Oh my God! Forget about it.
They will sack Ten Hag the upper season.
They might even sack him next season.
Because you know what? Because now we're already seeing that they are coming back to what they call their normal level.
Because why? Because now guess what? What the hell is this? Remind me later. because sorry guys, something just came off my screen. Guess what? Because we back to status quo in terms of the back five. Yeah. The same back five that gave us a shitty result last season. We've come back to them, right? That same. So that was why it was. That's why when I saw on Twitter, don't sell anyone Basaka, rather sell Delo and buy a free puck. I'm fine, but I'm saying whoever the coach wants to sell, he should sell. But it just took me back to last season, PTSD. Like, yo, what's this? One goal and you guys are already acting. You acted against Leicester City or Watford last season. Like, what is this? Why? Especially my Wan-Bissaka for me. When that mistake, like, you, tell Maguire, bro, it happens. Come on, life goes on. Let's go. We are still in the game. It's just one goal.
Lindelof tried to ginger everyone, but I don't think
that's what I'm saying. When in the back line, you are the only one trying to motivate everybody. You remember that play where they passed the ball, Jagger was coming to sweep the ball, Maguire was going, and Maguire cleared the ball, and Maguire was doing like this to Jagger, like, talk, you know? You're not supposed to do that. You're supposed to, because these guys are going to play the corner, right? You're supposed to go to the gate and say, next time call me. Not like this, and
again, it's like
it throws off.
And again,
the worst player on the pitch.
And again, right? It's like, to me, I think like there's a beef. I don't know if you guys saw at Paris. So when there's a divide in that team. When last game, not Sevilla, last game whereby Dalot scored and Dalot did like 4 celebrations for one goal first. But then Anthony was shaking, and Maguire came. You could see the switch in Anthony's face. So you know this.
Why is that?
Because why? This one is their favoring one side over. Because Anthony knows for sure, and they know that it's like you think you know. It might be more so. How much more them that are in the place? No.
I will go to work, right, with my crew, and in the crew, right, they are not calling out they are not calling out the one person that we believe is letting us down. However, when I make a little bit of mistake, the searchlight, the beam light is on me, trying to find further mistakes. It will just, you can only do your part,
guys,
and leave.
Sorry, I think we've strayed away far from our topic. We are moving to next. Let's try and get back to what the
No, I'm just saying no for the game. But I'm saying for the game. For the game, right? That's why I say I'm not calling, because I would not call a Maguire out. I will not call the David De Gea out, right? I've already said what I wanted to say about Sancho in the sense that I feel like his skill set, I'm not even saying he's a bad player, his skill set don't suit this team. However, we have from now until the end of the season about 10 to 9 games to play, right? No, 8 is it 10? 8 or 9 games to play. Yeah. We all need them to show up. I would keep clapping for them, keep supporting them, but they should not try that thing that they tried. They should not try it again. You know what I'm saying? No, because
someone up.
It's one goal. It's one goal. 7 minutes, one goal.
But if you look at it,
let me digress a bit.
Before the one goal went down.
See, we know that we have a Maguire in the defense. We have the defense that the two of them, Maguire and Lindelof, are just playing what? This is like, if I put it, maybe if I'm wrong, I might be wrong. 3rd game together this season. 3rd or 4th game together this season. So there's by default, cohesion would be a problem, right? Now, it happens. They are home. When Sevilla's home, they would want to come at us. It happens, right? Now they came at us, pressed us, so had forced an error, had their first goal. Does that give us the right to not say, "Oh, come on, it's done. Referee end the game"?
No, right now, let's even look further from Maguire backline. Right? Do you think Casemiro played anything in that game? Because seriously, I didn't see a blocking. I didn't see a
I made a mention. I've said it just like, I don't know what's happening to Casemiro since the last ban that he just finished. It's his last ban.
You made a mention. I want to point out that he's not scared of getting a card, because even the foul that he committed in that game, the ref was not showing a card. The ref wasn't supposed to show
No,
him
I'm
a
saying
card. But he had
he's
to
not
go
playing.
and force the ref to show him a card. Right? So he's not really scared of the card.
No, but the thing is I think everybody wants to be, which is a good thing. Everybody wants to be available for the business end of the season, right? But don't make it detrimental to how you play. Just play your game. Go play your game. This is a team sport. If one person is not pulling their weight, there's a tendency that to drag you down. But if you're eager than theirs, you're supposed to pull them out. That's it. That is how team sport work. No, we've gone back to the days. We've gone back to last season where everybody's now looking at themselves and it baffles me because there was no Casemiro in last season. There was no Eriksen last season. There was no Sabitzer last season. How the hell are they now looking like individuals again?
It's again
means that something has rubbed off on them, which I will not agree to polish off now and say, yo, this is, see, whatever your differences are, put the damn thing aside. We have games to play. Our third spot, our Champions League spot is not secured. We have games to play. Whatever it is, you guys can sort it out later. But we have games to play. That discipline that he instilled in the beginning of the season, we need to see it, and that has been running through. We don't need to see it dry out now. We need it to still keep burning in that team now. We even need it now more than ever.
The media, imagine our last game against Sevilla. It's fine, it's a loss, right? But imagine how people went in on De Gea. Imagine how people went heavily. How do you think, right, that affects his mentality? How do you think that affects those that see the other people, those that okay, so not play well, but now only this guy they look? How do you think they basically would then take it? So again, that is difficult to deal with it. The man is also fighting an uphill battle as well with the media.
No, the thing is, then the players should mute themselves off what is happening. I know it's not I know it's not easy. The players should mute themselves and focus on their how to. You see those rough edges? How do I smooth it out? How do I? Because if they keep paying attention to what those guys are saying, it's gonna get worse, and we don't want it to get worse at this time of the season. Not this time of the season.
Do you know that? Firstly, for a player, it's a privilege to play for Manchester United.
I don't think right now is the privilege. No, the privilege is the
no. Let me tell you why I say the privilege. Right? If you are a nobody, right? Anthony was a nobody until Manchester United named him as we want to sign this person, and everybody now know Anthony, and that's same for Sancho, right? So it's a privilege to play for Manchester United, and for you coming to a club like that, you need to build your mentality because you hear from a lot of people, different people with their opinion. The same thing with Real Madrid. They slander Real Madrid players every day when they don't perform. But you won't see them carrying that mentality. Even those slander should serve as a motivation to them and not an excuse to not start saying, okay, they slandered
But if the slander is fair across all platforms, I don't think there's an issue there.
Let's forget fair across.
The truth is, let's forget fair across. See, I don't even think.
Did Tige do well in this game?
No.
So the slander is fair.
It's a fair one. The fact that they're just the fact that they are calling it, the fact that most people are calling him out and not calling out Maguire or Sancho or Wan-Bissaka, right? You say it's not fair, but the truth is he made a couple of blunders which should be called out, right? But for me, I think De Gea even had him because this is not the first time he's been called out. This is not the second time. He's been called out. See, even the season where he was the one that won player of the season for Manchester United for us, he was called out.
Yes.
My take now, I don't know if you guys have it on there. Like I was going to ask you guys in the course of the show, like, what do you guys think should be? I was going to ask, what do you guys think? Because for me, what do you guys think is priority 1, 2, 3? In terms of personnel that we need to bring in?
I'll go first by striker.
Okay.
first, buy a midfielder
Mm-hmm.
and striker, defender, midfielder. So striker, defender, midfielder. Yeah.
Yeah, I think me personally for me, I'll get a striker.
Mm-hmm.
Not just any striker, a top 9. And I don't want a big
Yeah.
name, right? Then I'll get a midfielder.
Okay.
A box-to-box midfielder, someone that could step in when Casemiro is not there, and someone that could also step in the front when Bruno is not there, right? So I'll get someone like that. Then I think first, second, third should be striker, midfielder.
So that's striker, midfielder. You don't even think about the centre back. You don't even think.
I'm not thinking.
So you and
I think my
you and I share the same thought, right? A striker, 2 midfielders. If there's any loose change anywhere, get the right back.
Hold on.
Wait, now listen now.
So remove Eshko.
Did any of us talk about keeper? No.
No one did.
Why? Because to us, right?
It's one of the best
But,
in the world.
but first, but I want to
no.
know. Sorry, no, you guys are okay with our defenders, well?
Yes.
Our CVs.
Yes.
No, I'm not saying we shouldn't get it. I'm not saying.
I'm very okay.
This season, if we had a ball progressing midfielder, like in the whether they like it or not, Frankie De Jong is still my choice because as that guy.
So I want to ask you guys.
Boy, bad.
Martinez. If all our defenders, if Martinez come out and this apart from say Lindelof, and this, as in not this again.
Okay, so you don't cut 2 people after Martinez come out.
But again,
right?
but those are
basically
basically
going to spend money.
But
there?
we won't win trophy. Those are basically like average. They are like average.
No, okay. Let's go now. We want to win trophy, right? Eh? Look at the teams that are winning trophy. Man City defense. Let's go to Man City defense.
Mm-hmm.
They're 5 and 6.
Yes.
Would you compare Ake before with Lindelof?
Okay.
Yes.
Who's better?
Who is better?
Before I went to Man City, who's better?
God. Even till now, I would say it's Lindelof.
Lindelof.
Yeah.
Even till now, is Lindelof.
Yeah.
Right?
If Lindelof go to Man City, he go bench Ake.
Yes, man.
No, to be hard.
Well, let me tell you why.
Ake has speed. Extreme speed.
Let me tell you why. See, Lindelof has positioning, right? Lindelof
can read the game.
Lindelof can read the game. Lindelof has ball abilities, like passing abilities from the back, right? And Lindelof is calm, does not rush into decisions, right? So I don't think Ake can bench Lindelof in any. The difference between Ake and Lindelof right now is football system.
System. That's it. That's the word. Football system.
Our defense, right? Our defense line is good. Even the one Basaka that I think is not good. Our Basaka will go to so many top teams and still bench the defender, right? Because I've seen something from one Basaka is ready to learn. And we have 2 young boys there. One Basaka, we have Dalo. Dalo is one of the best right back in the world, right? Potential best right back in the world because he's ready to learn and he's a ball player. What this team needs is confidence. This team needs confidence.
Wait. Imagine us playing. Sorry, guys. Imagine us playing a Southampton in the early part of the season. I think we beat them 1-0, right? Where we had chances to put the game to bed, but we were struggling. See that game see one of our Europa League games when they gave Ronaldo all the chances. Like Ronaldo had a lot of chances, right? But we couldn't even score a lot of goals. Now bring back to the second half of this season. We've had games where all we needed was like we just need a striker. God.
Striker
games
is my own priority.
Just take. Now I'm saying the more games you score and you win, the more the confidence comes in. Imagine us killing games in the first 30, 40 minutes, or let's say the first 60 minutes of a game. We kill the game. First 3-0, or the first 25 minutes, 2-0, right? Those guys, they want us, okay, game is gone. Let's go for it. They can come. Another 2-2. right?
But you know,
Do you think people will be coming at us and say, okay, you know what, this is match, and let's go to
do
them?
you know?
No.
Do you know there was a report? I'm not sure if it's true or not. That Ten Hag, Maguire, and Lindelof doesn't suit his system. Right? There's a report that
Of course,
that's
it
what I'm
is.
saying. Right? We would need a.
We need.
If no
I'm
no
saying
if Ten Hag
if the funds
says
are
if
not
Ten Hag
there, what?
says
That's what I say. If the funds are, if you have 200 million or the funds are not, let's
if
say
Ten
you
Hag
have
says
250 million.
Maguire and Lindelof does not suit his system, right?
Mm.
That means he does not even know what system he wants to play. So
No, but Maguire and this.
no, I'm not talking about Maguire now, right? Maguire is a good backup, and Maguire has not been complaining if he wants to be a first choice. He's a good backup. Let's not even take that. I told Eshko something. I said the reason Maguire, I don't know if you still remember. I said the reason Maguire is underperforming or is making lots of blunder. He wants to prove a point. He should just calm down.
I told you last. I told you said you sent it last
He wants
toward
to
the end of
prove a
last
point.
night. This guy
Imagine
gives
three
his
players
all,
from
but
you.
his all is
You
not
don't
good.
have the ability. You are calling for the ball because you just want the camera to be on you, right? If he stops doing that, if he see Lindelof, you won't even notice Lindelof in the game. But when you go
Because
back
he does the
and
simple
you
things,
watch
yeah.
game, you know he does the right thing at the right time.
Simple things.
But Maguire, he wants to prove people wrong, and the further he wants to prove people wrong, he keeps digging himself into the hole deeper and deeper.
No, Eshko, what I was saying is, if they made available a budget of 200 million, because that seems to be what they like to do with the Glazers, right? Now we're going to the second here. I don't even think they'll make that one available. Let's say they make 200 million available. That's what we are saying. Now, bearing in mind that you have to sell a couple of players, right? Now, if I'm saying that if we have 200 million, striker, midfielder, if you have the luxury, now striker, midfielder, let me retrace my step. Striker, midfielder, and a centre back. Striker, midfielder, two midfielders. Now, if you are able to move, what's his name, Maguire along to another club and see you cut your losses and you get like a 40 million or a 30 million, right? Able to move a couple of other players along and you get like 5, 6, like for Bay, you get like 5 million from Bay, right? You cannot take those two money, 35 plus 5, that's like 40, right? The club cannot tell me they cannot stay an extra 2 million, 3 million and go trigger the release clause of what's that guy? Kim Yoon-jae from Napoli.
Sorry,
you can't tell me that.
200 million. One of the main reasons I wanted the coach, Ten Hag, is because he can at least do with what they call a good size budget. 200 million. I'm saying 200 million to me seems like only 3 players. No choco.
but I'm saying that
no, even like what I was saying was we shouldn't get standing. We should get
exactly.
We can with 200. Okay, I'm not called the players I say we should buy you. For me, give Atalanta 55 million, 60 million for that. They are small boy.
Small boy.
Right.
Small boy.
Rasmus.
We have one that came here.
What's the Ahmad?
No. Hoyland.
No, he says we have one that came as not play, which is Ahmad.
See, that's what I'm saying. When a coach does not want a player and you go and buy the player for the coach, is that sensible? They will count it into the book. They'll put it in the book and say sensible. We spent this money. That's not sensible now.
What I'm trying to say, the coach actually knows the players he wants, right? But irrespective of the players he wants, my advice is don't go for big names. And when the players are coming, don't let them feel that they have automatic shirts. They are there to fight. It's Manchester United, right?
Let me ask you one question. Since we're in the show, because I know you guys want to talk about the preview. What striker would you prefer we go for?
Right now?
For me, I don't have a name because I don't believe in a striker name. I believe in find the quality and go and look for that quality.
Okay.
I told Eshko something the other time when we were talking about strikers. We're talking about Napoli, Osimhen. I swear I don't think Osimhen will fit into the system. Right?
I've been saying this thing. I've been saying this thing ever since they linked him to Manchester United, I'm like, yo, Osimhen, I know Osimhen. I love Osimhen. I want Osimhen to be in the one of the big clubs, right? But will he suit our system?
Because
If we get Osimhen, Frankie De Jong, it would still be the same graveyard shift.
It's a trap, right? For any club to buy a player from Napoli is a trap, because those people they are putting a system that the players believe in and the players are very used to.
I know they've been hyping Osimhen. Everything is Osimhen left.
So I told you, I said there are some strikers that are in the Sweden league, Norway league,
Brazilian league.
People like Brazilian league. You see, Real Madrid, right? Those people they are very futuristic. They get people, talented people. You might be saying, this person cannot perform. Just give the person a season, and before you know, all the boys are the talk of the town, right? So we should get a system like that.
The truth is, we cannot get a system like that if the parasites are still in this club.
We're expecting injuries, right? We're expecting, we say, okay, this person get injury, this person get injury, right? But we are forgetting that other clubs don't get it the way we get it every season. What is the reason?
But this season we had too many games though, and exhaustion could actually.
Let's go back.
This season we had
let's go back to the previous season that we didn't have too many games. The same thing happened. Let's go back to the previous season that we didn't have too many games. The same thing happened.
I understand. We're not doing our job.
Ronaldo made a complaint that everything in Manchester United is now. It's still the same. Like
outdated.
It's backward, outdated, right? So we should try to upgrade those health and wellness.
What are you calling we?
Glazer.
See, there are people in charge, right?
Glazers.
Let me ask you a question. Okay. Now you have a business, right? You have a house. You have you employ an architect, right? And the architect is telling you, or the structural engineer is telling you that, man, from what you have in your mind, like how you want your house to be beautiful and all of that. Okay, I think we should make a little bit of adjustments here, a little bit of adjustment there, right? And it gives you the cost, and you be like, okay, and you don't bring the money out, right? Is the structure? Do you expect the structural engineer to go put his hand in his pocket and build your team for you?
I expect the structural engineer to stand up and walk away.
Yes.
Okay, you expect it.
Yeah.
So now, good. Now you expect
for his integrity.
Now you're expecting us now to say that you're expecting people, the likes of Richard Arnold and John Motto, to stand up and walk away, right?
Yes.
But they will not do that. Who call them into position? Who will give them job? Who go with the way Arnold, John Motto, then who go come out and say, you have left, man, you come and be our director of football. Who?
You wouldn't know. Some clubs
now Wrexham.
Social again now University Club.
Who be that?
Social now.
I'll leave this in.
Social is select work. Social.
Yes, he's right to select work. You know why? Make it not go enter where they go take burn the leg again, because he came to Manchester United and they just use him as the sacrificial lamb. Players can talk to him anyhow. Yes. Board can talk to him anyhow.
Right? Rashford, he apologize the next.
He comes out to want to tell the fans what to do. Like, how can you say that? We are seeing it clearly that the Glazers are not good. You're telling us that they're good. They're good for the club. That the online fans are not true fans.
I spent over an hour to try and round up, right? So for all this, I want to get your predictions on our FA Cup semi-final in Wembley with Brighton. What do you think, Eric?
Okay, first, see, as long as they don't do that stupidness that they did on Thursday. No jokes. As long as they don't do that stupidness. Like after last season, I said to myself, I'm not going to call out any players. I'm not going to. We support them this season, the manager. So see, if the only time I will start calling out players or start calling out the manager is when we get the new owner and there's the right structure behind the coach. Because you cannot have a faulty foundation
and
expect miracle.
Yeah.
So if we have the right people in the right place, and we can all see that it's clear for us to see that, okay, we now have a good, competent director of football. The board is running the club the way a club is supposed to be run, and people are listening. They've given the coach autonomy, and people are actually ready to drop their ego and play, and don't say, okay, if you talk to me anyhow, I have somebody in the media I can call that will just lambast you and just switch the team. No, once there's a clear blueprint of how the club wants to be run going forward, then I can say, okay, when I start seeing that the coach is making too many errors, I can be, okay, come on. Fair criticism is not calling out coach or not calling out players. When you're criticizing a player and you're criticizing it, that's why when people are calling out the hair and all of that, and they're putting pointing out things as to what is not good enough, right? Good at. I like it. This is fair. You're actually not just opening your mouth and just saying things because you want to just have an agenda, right? You are saying, but it gets to a point where if you keep repeating yourself, you now sound like a broken record. You now sound as if you have an agenda. So you might as well just do what? Just take a chill pill and let the people that run the club, because it's obvious that they don't listen to us in some of these aspects. So let them do the right thing. When the Glazers go and the new owner comes and say, okay, yo, director of football, what is the plan for this team? What's your plan? Because a director of football, I'm going to come to our game tomorrow. A director of football and the coach should be in sync. Like, director of football should be able to ask the coach, like, okay, what's your plan for this going into this season? What is our style of play? And the coach will tell them, these are, okay, which players do you think will fit our style of play? These are the players X, Y, Z. Okay, of the current squad, which one do you think we need to push? This. So and once the coach has made his selection and he's given his observation and all of that, right? The director of football now has to sit down and say, okay, the director of football has his own team. Okay, this is what the coach says. This is what the coach says. Representative from the owners will be there. So, okay, this is how we are going to play. This is what we are going to. So this is who we are looking at. This is who we are looking at for this XY position, for the defender, for the midfield, for the strike. These are the players we are looking at. The scouting head of scouts and everybody would come in, and they will work as a team. Not head of scout telling me that Wan-Bissaka, the scouted 800 and something right back is Wan-Bissaka they saw as the best. No, they could be right. Maybe Wan-Bissaka didn't get the proper coach to harness his ability. Right now we have a good one. So I'm saying everybody now will work as a team. Until then we cannot say okay.
Okay, but going forward. I can feel you are trying to escape my question. Let me put it that way.
Okay, going forward for tomorrow
game.
Who
do you think will win?
As long as we don't play that. Wait now, as long as we don't play that forkrit that we did on Thursday,
yes,
right? That rubbish that we did on Thursday, as long as we don't repeat that thing, right? It's a neutral ground. It's not anybody's home. It's a neutral ground. So this whole away voodoo that the teams that is over us is a neutral ground. Nobody's home. We have the same amount. We would have almost the same amount of fans as what's their name, Brighton, right? And we would have neutrals coming in the stadium as well. So it's a neutral ground to cancel. I think we'll win Brighton. I believe we'll win Brighton. I believe Brighton. I believe Brighton will want to come at us thinking that they can get a result. They will want to come at us the way Sevilla came at us, right? If we can bypass Brighton the first 15 minutes, we'll win them. I will predict a 2-1 or a 2-0. That's my take.
Toyo?
So, Eshko?
My take. Even with a full squad, I foresee fear Brighton. I'm not gonna lie for that. Those boys they play ball. Even with full squad, I foresee 50 fear Brighton. So, as a Man United fan, aiming for what they call positivity, I'll say we'll win. But in truth, it will be very, very.
No, just say it as it is. I'm not saying it's going to be an easy win. I'm saying if we can ride the Brighton, you see how Sevilla played us that first 15-20 minutes. If we can ride that, if we can overcome that thing and take control of the game, right? If we can take control of the game and our players come to the party tomorrow, we'll win. Anything short of anything short of desire and not even anything short of hard work and increase work rate.
For me, for the fact that we are deliberating about Brighton match in this manner means that we are not putting we're not putting steps in right directions, right? Because Brighton is not a team that we should.
No, the reason why you cannot say Brighton is not it. They've been doing well, right? But that's why I said we'll win. I've seen a few of their games where they go toe to toe with the opponent and opposition, and they end up getting a draw, or sometimes, I see them as, if you let them play, they will play out of the park. If you let them play, don't just let them play.
It's the same thing we're saying. I can remember there are times that we're going to play a team, right? It's not as if we don't get losses, right? But we are confident. Even when we are meeting Arsenal, meeting Liverpool, then we are confident. So I think Man U has fallen short.
Manchester United, you mean?
Manchester United has fallen short. That we don't even see we don't even see possibility of winning when it comes to club like Brighton or club like.
No, the reason why at the moment, why people are not so confident is the fact that we don't have Martinez and Varane starting. That's the major reason why people are not confident.
I'm saying, right, even with those guys, Brighton.
No. See, if it's with those guys, right? With even like this now, I still put my money on Manchester United to win.
Okay, so
is Masha playing?
I'm not sure. Who do you think who do you think will score the goals tomorrow? If Rashford doesn't play.
Rashford is playing.
Rashford is playing. Masha trains today.
Okay, train today. Okay, good.
So I'm not. Am I worried? Yes. No. That's it. The only reason why I'm worried is because if those guys do what they did on Thursday, yes, Brighton will win. But scared of the game tomorrow? No. See, it's a do or die affair.
I wish your passion, eh? I feel you're so carrying like this, eh? Put that for those boys' head. Bang! Hey! Done. We don't win. I tell you, your passion.
No, because how do you wake up in the morning, right, as a Manchester United player, and you're going to play a game with Brighton that you are better than? Because why? The league position does not say otherwise. You are better than Brighton. How do you now go to the game and like, now Brighton, they're playing a good football, or we should go and play your football. Anthony.
Okay, let's go.
You call Caicedo, I call Casemiro.
Then we don't get new favorite item. This Anthony.
No. You know why they call Anthony? Because they whip that guy too. They whip the guy too much for his first season. Season never even complete. They don't flog him. He has not even played 6 months. They don't flog him.
You know something else happened there. When they was calling names, right? I just lost names. Why? Because Brighton is a team. They are a team.
Yes.
They are a team. It's not about the name. They are a team.
Bro.
And everybody wants.
We are a team. We are a team, right? We are a team. They should not do that rubbish they did. Even if Brighton score 1 tomorrow, right? First, they should not throw in the towel. That's what I'm saying.
Bruno is there tomorrow, Sha. So Bruno will give us some. Bruno is there. Maguire is not playing. I'm not sure if it's a good or a bad thing, but most likely it's a good thing. So
Maguire not even playing safe. To me, it's a bad thing.
Okay. I know what I oh my God.
Oh, that would be a topic to discuss for another time. Anyways, so we should be rounding up now. So
sorry,
thank you guys.
Before you guys go, what's your start? What do you think your starting 11 will look like?
Personally, I think if Masha is fit, Anthony, Rashford, right? Okay, Rashford has always performed better from the left than as a 9. I think the same Casemiro, Eriksen, and Bruno Fernandes. right, coming in. Then for Shaw, okay, right now we don't have Varane and we don't have Martinez. But is Varane back?
No.
I think Shaw and Shaw can partner with Lindelof.
Yes.
Then right back, personally, I prefer Wan-Bissaka.
And
Left back, I don't know if what's his name? This boy is back.
Oh,
Malacia.
Malacia.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Malacia left back. Gay as the goalkeeper. So that's for me. That's my starting level.
No, pretty much that's my thing. That's mine. If there's no Martial, then
If there's no Martial,
move Rashford.
if there's no Martial, then instead of me to put records, right? I'll just throw McTominay there. Wait, Sancho.
McTominay is injured.
McTominay is injured.
Right. Yeah.
Then I can take.
This guy doesn't want to put Sancho.
I told you, I say if I'm the only one, Sancho will not see football to play in Manchester United again. If I'm the only one, right? I'll prefer to put Pelestri. I prefer to put Pelestri and play first nine. Put Antonio as the first nine. I'll do that.
Yeah.
Right?
For me, if Martial is not fit to start, I put Rashford up front. But if Martial is not how
let me just. If Martial is not fit to start, right? I'll put Bruno Fernandes as first nine.
And combination.
I'll put what's his name for Bruno Fernandes? What's his name? Sabitzer. Or Fred for Bruno Fernandes, right? But Bruno Fernandes will be first nine because see, if you are taking Rashford to a top 9 position, you are limiting his abilities. Right. So
what I wanted to say it will sound very scary. Very scary. If Martial is not fit to start, but is fit to be on the bench. If Martial is not fit to start, I play Vegas up front, flanked by flanked by what's his name? Rashford and Anthony on either side, right? Then my midfield will be the same. Casemiro holding Bruno and Bruno more advanced than I like to even have what's his name? Eriksen more advanced than Bruno. Sorry, Eriksen more advanced than Bruno in the 10th position, right? Then Wan-Bissaka for right back, Lindelof on the right center mid back, then Luke Shaw on the left center back. Then I'm not too sure if Malasa can do a good job against whoever they have on the right wing, right? So I'll still keep that lot on that side.
Do you know
right?
What
and have De Gea and go.
What if I just thought of this thing? Do you know Casemiro can actually play CB?
We don't want Casemiro to play CB because Casemiro plays that.
That would be a loss.
That would be a loss because this guy, what's his name? No presence in the midfield.
Yeah, that's true.
The truth is the awe of Casemiro. Caicedo might be in awe of Casemiro. I might just have a bad game.
One thing with those guys, I think they want to prove a point when they meet you.
Yes, and the bigger the game,
the more they want it. They are. And to me, that's how we should be like. The more they want it, like the more they want, this match. Because again, they want to improve their value. They have things they are fighting for. That's why when Ragnick say sign players for first and second contracts, right? So imagine would have gotten this guy Caicedo for the match right now.
The truth is, if the Caicedo has come to Manchester United,
would have been.
And they gave him maybe like 50,000, 100,000 pounds a week. Do you think that guy would have still be playing the way he's playing now?
Yes.
Okay.
Casemiro is still playing the way he was playing, right? The truth is, over time, I think we don't have scouts. We need to turn up things in that department also.
I think our scouts' problem is they just listen to what the media has to say. That was good. Okay, let's go look at
free money. Anyways, thank you guys for being with us today. This is a community of Manchester United. We would love you guys to help us grow. Please like, subscribe, and share. And have a great day, y'all.
Thank you.
See you guys after the game tomorrow, okay? We're going to be here to either wail, whine, cry, shout, yell,
honestly, for me, Win or lose, I'm fine.
Or we'll be here tomorrow singing songs of we're going to the final.
For me,
Okay,
win and
guys.
fine. Lose, I don't take it too well.
Okay, guys. Have a good
Bye,
night.
guys.
Bye, guys.